Hey everybody, it's Pastor Hugo. Welcome to our chosen video for the week. You can see behind me that the church has been decorated for Christmas, and the decorations are beautiful. We had a great group from St. Matthew and from the Aromo Church working together to beautify the church for Advent and for Christmas. This week's chosen video has to do with Ruth. We're going to read the whole book of Ruth. It's just 4 chapters long. Today my comments are going to come mainly from chapter 1. This story of Ruth begins with a lady named Naomi and her husband Elimelech, and they live in Bethlehem, and there's a famine in Bethlehem. A little bit of irony there. Bethlehem means house of bread. So as the story begins, there's a famine in the house of bread. And that's the first of the crises that Naomi and her family face. Because of the famine in Bethlehem, they moved to Moab, she and her husband Elimelech and her 2 sons. And while they are there, the 2 sons marry girls from Moab, and then her husband Elimelech dies, and then her 2 sons die. And she's left with her 2 daughters-in-law, Orpah and Ruth. And Ruth becomes the hero of the story. And Naomi, but before she does that, Naomi tells the 2 girls that, they don't have husbands, they need someone to provide for them and protect them, so they need to go back to Moab and find husbands there rather than going to Bethlehem with Naomi. But this is where Ruth makes her very famous speech that we read a lot at weddings and other times, where Ruth says, "Do not urge me to leave you or to return from following you. Where you go, I will go. Where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried." And so the speech wins Naomi over, and she agrees to let Ruth go with her back to Bethlehem, where there is now food in the land. And when they get to Bethlehem, after a 10-year absence, she's recognized, and they greet her as Naomi. And she makes this comment. She says, "Don't call me Naomi, call me Mara." Naomi means pleasant. Mara means bitter. So she's saying, don't call me pleasant, call me bitter. And then she says this, "For the Almighty has dealt very bitterly with me. I went away full, and the Lord has brought me back empty. Why do you call me Naomi when the Lord has testified against me and the Almighty has brought calamity upon me?" So in Naomi's mind, her life had been full. And now she sees her life as empty. The death of her husband and her sons, the famine, the travel have all taken its toll on her, and she sees her life as empty. She says, "I was full, and now I'm empty." And I think one of the key things we see in this story is that God had to empty Naomi so that he could fill her. Her life wasn't full. She only thought it was full. She has yet to know what the fullness of God really means, and we don't find that out till the very end of the story, and I'm not going to tell you that. You'll have to read it for yourself. But God uses these certain events in Naomi's life, primarily in her daughter-in-law Ruth, to make her life full. And this is where Ruth becomes the hero of the story. She is the one God uses to fulfill his promises, to make Naomi's life full. And in the meantime, he also makes Ruth's life full. Maybe you're one of those people going through some of these crises right now. Maybe it's someone you know who is going through the crisis. Maybe you're a Naomi going through the crisis. Maybe you're a Ruth who have been sent to fill someone's life who is feeling empty. Let's let that thought kind of run with us this week. Now, who in your life is empty? Is it you? Pray that God would send a Ruth. Is it someone else? Pray that you would be Ruth to that person, the one God uses to fill their life. All right, that's it for this week. Read Ruth 1 through 4, and we'll talk about it again on Sunday. Have a great week. Bye-bye.